Hello, Mike's here again. This week, should say last week, I got this nice Air Arms TX200 HC model in, bought off the yellow, and let's just take a look. So this was in Beach. Let's see. It's very nice condition. To me, it looks brand new, actually, but it's in Beach. This one's a 177. The cocking on this particular rifle, somebody's gone over this and put I believe, the Vortec high power tune kit in. So I didn't like the cocking right off the bat, and this week I got new springs for this gun and new spring for, let's see, we get some pictures of the springs. New spring for this gun, new spring for the RWS 350 that I did a little while ago. So the RWS 350 is going to get the soft tune. Later I am going to go out and buy the Vortec full power spring for it, and I just want to try the two differences and maybe do a post on it. I don't know, but for my liking, from what I remember, the first RWS I had the soft tune and I really liked it. So I have the JM, little slightly docile, more docile is what he says for that, and then we'll see later on what the Vortec spring. But this one came with the Vortec high full power, and I don't like the cocking's just too hard. I don't like it. So I have the newer spring for that, and I have another spring because I didn't mean to, but ever since I got this one, I was like, geez. I wound up grabbing an Air Arms Pro Sport in Beach refurb from Pyramyd Air. And I almost bought Brian Enoch's nice walnut one, but it never happened. I decided to, well, I should show you a little bit more of the gun here before I just wrap it up, but I decided not to put more money into buying another rifle. Since I'm buying another rifle, the Beach was fine for me. And we'll get into that later. But yeah, this is a beautiful TX200 HC that I bought off of a member off the yellow. To me, it looks brand spanking new. So I'm going to enjoy that later on as well. But let me get this guy. So I'm going to put the camera, sit it down, and open this box. This one came with some oil all over it, so I'm thinking something spilled on it. So let's go put this camera down, get set up here, and see what this Pro Sport looks like. I've been a little wild on the air guns, and that's okay, you know. There was a time where I had to sell all the darn guns I had, and now I'm being able to buy what I want when I want it. Well, I pretty much caught up, I'll tell you the truth, air gunned out, and actually do have to sell somebody. I said before that I have two Hawk 97s or HW 97Ks, and I really don't need two. The box you see on that couch is actually my Weinrock 77K SE in a green laminate. I was going to ship that out to a good guy, Thomas, but he wound up buying one, and I was just going to let him borrow this and try it out. So now I can unbox this and rack it, but he didn't get his yet. So let me grab this here, get rid of this outer box, see what we have. I had a walnut one once before in Pro Sport, I don't know, 2 years ago. The walnut was very nice, and I got that from Pomona, who was a great guy to work with. All these guys are. But I had to sell it. So the one thing I didn't like about the walnut one that I got was that the butt of the stock was super light. And when I was shooting it that summer, it was very, very annoying because I could barely control the rifle when it was on the bench, for the whole thing just wouldn't take anything for it to teeter. And at that point, somebody was going to send me, give me a second, was going to send me some lead conicals, which later on they actually did, but by that time I sold that rifle. Beautiful. They are wacky to cock, is what I found. And but you know, like anything else, you get used to, when you're at a bench with your gun, you get used to your pattern of what how to deal with it, how to sit, how to, you know, adjust your, whatever you do to load that pellet. Now this one I got in 22. And the reason was actually I was going to buy Brian's 177, but he had his in a custom walnut stock, which was supposed to be drop dead gorgeous. And Brian was sharing with me, well, he won't sell his 22. And oddly enough, it made me think about it. And I said, well, why are you hanging on to your 22? Because, you know, the norm would be getting it in 177. And Brian says he likes the smack, hear the smack of the pellet. And I do too. And when he said that, I was like thinking, I was like, you know what, I do too. And I do have, but I'll tell you right now, I don't think you're going to see it. We'll try to get it, but for beach, this is really nice. This is a very nice beach stock here. And it has the typical crisp, beautiful engraving. So anyway, long story short, I decided, you know what, I'm going to get one in .22 caliber too, because I have tons of 177 guns, you know, the R9s and the 97Ks, and, you know, great for pinpoint accuracy for your paper. But I thought, you know what, if I'm going to get the Pro Sport, I'll grab that in 22 too. I use all the other guns I want if I want to sit down for the most pinpoint accuracy, but this should be accurate too, but at least they'll have a little bit more smack. And I'm happy with that purchase. So the rifle looks really good. I'm going to put this down so you can see it. Of course, you know the cocking arm's under here. Geez, you know, with a little bit of color, and this could almost look like walnut. It's that nice. Of course, unless you were an avid, knew your wood real good, with a nice dark stain, this could look like walnut. So I'll get into this before. Like I said, these things are funky when you're sitting down, you go to cock them and stick your pellet. I forget what I was doing. I think I was whipping it to my side, pulling it down and holding it. I don't know. But you'll get into whatever you're used to. So I'll put this down and see if I can get this thing somewhere where you can see it. So anyway, this was a good deal. This was a refurb. Of course, I haven't shot it yet to see if there's anything wrong with it, but here's the typical Air Arms blue, and it's a very, very lovely stock. I'm actually surprised, to be honest with you. Go real slow. And it will be interesting too later on to see how this pans out with, there's the lovely grip cap on that. I have Doug Phillips actually refinishing an old vintage R10 of mine that I got, and when I got it, the stock was broken in two, and I had him install a simple walnut grip cap on it. So he's repairing that as we speak. It's a very nice gun. There's your underlever. These have their little problems, I think, right? But there's also little fixes for them. I'm not sure. I know the walnut one that I had, which was only for a short while, the spring gave out where the lever wouldn't fold back all the way, and I didn't even notice it because I was doing everything manually down to a science. And here, this side, you can really see some nice grain going on there. See that? Pretty nice. So that's your Air Arms Pro Sport. Very nice rifles indeed. So I mentioned before, it was a refurb. The price was $650, which was a good deal, I thought. And we'll get into this a little later. So I didn't intend to get one, but since I got the HC in, I thought, you know what? I can let maybe a 97K go and grab another Air Arms Pro Sport and have a fairly complete collection of well-rounded air guns. And actually, I got another gun coming, the BSA SE Super Sport. You know, needed it like I needed a hole in the head, but I was thinking when I get a little older, it'll be another light rifle I'll be able to shoot and enjoy. But anyway, that's it. It's air guns. It's been mad in here with me buying stuff, but whatever. If you can do it, good. If not, just buy one when you can. So there was some posts up about these, which ones are better and blah, blah, blah. And I just say, you know what? Buy as many as you can. Enjoy as many as you can and make your own decisions of what you like. It's plus and minus when you get up into the realm of these guns between the 97Ks and 77Ks and the Air Arm Pro Sports and HC rifles. So you'll find that you like this on this one and this on that one. So what's the difference? Just get it over with and buy them all if you can eventually. So anyway, this is Mike. I'm going to sign off here, and hopefully I'll get this UK Patriot together and put the barrel together and maybe do something on that. And I got some Lothar Walther barrels that I'm trying to order for them stupid Tomahawk projects on the hats and tomahawks. And we'll get into that a little bit later too. I may be able to save one of those barrels. But you've seen the videos, there was one that was possibly savable through some fire lap, and we won't know, but we're going to try and just to see what we're going to get out of that and what's to become of that. But meanwhile, that's what's going on over here. So take care, be safe, and thanks for hanging out.